What's good? Indeed. It is your girl, Unstable Creature here. Long time no see? No, bro. but yeah, of course. Okay. Just getting a feel. How y'all feel about that last game? Should I be like, how y'all feel about that? Okay, I can't even act that. No, how y'all feel about the last game? Because, in fact, this is a lot to be said. And I just want to put out there because now we are a little bit further than getting together with our skills and putting everything together and putting it full force. Now I can admit I said something that could come back, but I knew that it was best for the future and longevity. But at the same time, I didn't know it was gonna be like ah. So let me just speak up on it. Of course, here we go. Coming off the line with week 11. Sorry about that. Since I missed week 10, and then yeah, I had week 9 down packed on the video. But let's just jump right into it. Week 9, okay, I was very appreciated because I knew within that week that we needed to start. Um, Aiden, forget all the buzz stuff, forget all of that stuff. Look here, this is what we need to do. This is how we need to move forward. Okay? Now, even though, now, I don't remember making a video of the Jets. I just remember making something like, okay, we in New York, we gotta keep on pushing it in New York and see how that goes. And okay, now, given that blew through New York, now, not that I wanted to question um, being there with the Dolphins and having that strive and strength with the Dolphins. But I know some certain things like not question, but I did wonder did where would okay where would our next loss come from? Because I feel like there could only be one. Okay, no more. Period. Okay, only there can only be one, and I was just trying to figure out, especially since we're about to hit teams that we have already hit and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, okay, where will that loss hit us? I I I don't feel like it's gonna come from any other team that we are playing thus forward, like as far as this point, but from the schedule, looking at it since I've already had the schedule mapped out, and I've been telling myself like, bam, you guys have nothing to fear. Go for the gusto. We always have our men's. We always do what we gotta do. We always like when we're together and know what we're doing, prevail forward. So this is the only team I'm going to say, and I'm going to be honest, and you can just eat me up on this. I'm going to be honest because the Dolphins is the only thing that I want to say considered in such a stretch in what we have to accomplish with what we had. Now I feel like we would have had a better run during this season if they would have started, Aiden O'Connell, but they didn't. They went with Jimmy, did their thing, and seeing how they wanted to be and seeing what they wanted to test out or whatever the case may be. So, but again, on y'all fault, neglect, ignoring signs, ignoring this, ignoring that. Don't ignore it. Your job is to catch, correct, and do better. I'm telling you, your stance is better than mine, so why should I be recognizing? And let me just tell you something about recognizing before anything fall on anything. before anybody even thought Aiden O'Connell was something to reckon with, before anybody. And I'm even talking about with the draft pick, okay? Then when I said with the draft pick, and even though you had him, then I wouldn't get Jimmy Garoppolo. I said, look here, play this boy. Preseason, pro season, let's see, because the potential be there, and I also see in both potential this that it was already there. So before everybody started piggybacking and people with a mainstream or a bigger stream than mine start saying like he is the key of this nigga D. No, nigga. Y'all gonna have to taste my pudding. Don't look not for but at the same time it is fucking real and it is true. Okay, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes in my stuff. But at the same time, people go like no, you know what? I'm gonna go back on my videos. It ain't nothing that nobody is talking about right now that I have already spoken about in these time passing. Okay? And with that being said, y'all crazy out y'all goddamn mind. But you know what? Back to my original. Aiden doing his thing. Being there when y'all thought it was already somewhere else. It's just a point. Bam. Now we here. I stepped away from. I just knew that the Dolphins kind of like, probably because I almost told, or I don't know if it was too late, or I don't know if you guys couldn't stretch from certain divisions to divisions, or this side of divisions that y'all couldn't switch players. But I said something about Jalen Ramsey. Now I don't know how much work he put in the game because I was when when I say when the stacks was coming out during these times that they won, I was kind of like in a pocket. I let them do what they do. I didn't want to talk shit, but I did know you give him the time, space, and opportunity, that man will prevail. Okay, so seeing and listen to me well, because I have been thinking so hard about this and thinking about putting this out because I don't want to swing in no certain direction. But it's like, forget all that. Okay? You know what you know. You do what you do. It is what it is. Since we've gotten this far, and I know because of something that I said within the stats of Carr and us getting Jimmy and where we would be, and that finishing out because you guys continue to push Jimmy on the line. So that's why I was trying to figure out, trying to kill one thing with another, saying that if we stick with him, we would have 6-11. But because we did not start with, O'Connell and stuff like that, but but I'm gonna tell you like this: put together, correct, catch, correct, and do better. All these other teams that you have seen, we've touched it this year. This ain't on no previous year, last year. No, this year we've seen this. We know what they're working with. Even if they come out with something a little different, guess what? Just like you and a couple other, what somebody will revert to. So keep your antennas up, okay? I am going to say, if everybody work together and do what is necessary and pay attention to everything, and everybody have their antennas up, okay? In every situation, that loss is behind us. Like, truly. Even though I've said, like, switch them out, but it's something about the stats that did not fall or go. But look here, just like um, momentum during the game, just like momentum coming during the week, momentum, do not lose it. I'm gonna tell you, you guys have this. I wanted to cam up and do a video where I'll be like, thank you for the win, thank you for the decision, thank you for this, and even with the Dolphins, I just want to be like, okay, thank you, because now I feel like, ooh, I didn't know where that loss was gonna come from, but now that I feel like I have that loss under my belt and under this, oh, we can move forward. And all I need is for y'all to understand and move forward like that. Ah, do not let this be anything. See, the thing is, y'all had y'all exercising, y'all have that understanding of that young man and how everything could play out and how everything should be. You know, even if you make a play and it don't go as well, he threw something perfect, but you fucked up. You have to correct. You have to know, like your hands. Ah, could I just jump right something into a story time? It's gonna be real quick. I ain't gonna hold you. This is something about football. I mean, it's not something about football, but something like football and your hands and what you could have done better or what you didn't do or whatever. I like racing cars. I like, I'm like a little speed demon. I don't like to say it, but it's like that. But I also like being safe and being cautious. Kudos to bus driving that I have under my belt that also showed me that you're not on the road driving for yourself, you're driving for others. Okay. So, you know what I mean? I also take that with my speeding as well and pay attention to a lot and be very cautious. So, um, yeah, as I say, I'm like a little speed demon. So even during that, I had a little situation where I was racing somebody, and we took different avenues, path, whatever whichever you want to take. I mean, whichever you want to call it. So I knew that even though I took the different avenue, which took me like 2 blocks out, that my car or the distance that we already had in between each other, that I could still make it. The only thing is, the closest block to our destination was like too many stop signs. It could be if that so I went in the safest zone where I could see whether it's people coming, going, whatever the case may be. And I noticed even with me taking that safer zone and being faster than that person, it was like, okay, when I wanted I turned down I mean, not the wrong, but the right block. I was like, I turned, but I told myself, like, I seen myself, like, look at you, cut harder. I told myself to cut harder, and I was like, like cutting, but I didn't cut hard, and end up like cutting, like hitting the curb or whatever the case may be. Right after I hit the curb, and I had like, three or four girls with me, like my little crew, my little crew with me, and we all just broke out laughing. Right after we kiki laughed and all that shit, the person that I was literally racing, seeing him, you know, zoom by, pass. So I was just looking like, yeah. So and you can see. Hey, racing them, cause you got those. It's the wheels, it's the hands, it's the handle, it's everything. Cause I had the wheels, I had the motor, I had the skills, I had all that. But when I know to grip, like someone just told me, like cut harder, and I was just still smiling with the cruising. Hit the curb and it was boop boop boop. It was still funny. Still didn't see no car. Nobody was at where I was until I hit that curb. Bam, laughed, did all our kiki. Then somebody passed. So it's like recognizing and just correcting all of those little its and bits and pieces. Don't take this loss as hard as you would think it would be, but just take it as like how y'all be on the field last time. If y'all thought that first time when y'all broke out and did what y'all did with the numbers in the first quarter, and it was just for fun. I mean, come on now. Think of this as that crash where, like, yeah, if I wasn't over here kicking and doing that, yeah. If I would have just listened to my mind, gripped a little harder. Now you done bent that. First of all, this ain't even an excuse, but I'm gonna just say, like, even though I know that path will probably be quicker for me, I still like kind of didn't. You know how you anticipate but underestimate like that turn or whatever. And even though I told myself to grip harder, turn this and this, and I'm cruising, laughing, doing it, give you that time for correction. Period. Period. I mean, because even when I went back to see how everybody felt after my little tire or whatever, I was just looking like, you know what? Even though I am a firm believer on, it don't matter if you win by an inch or that, you won. I just had to let that motherfucker know, like, if I wasn't kicking and didn't, like, you wouldn't have had shit. Or we would have probably collided. Everything happened for a reason. But I know I had those wheels. I could have went longer around, but I tried to hit one block that I knew. But hey, okay, that's just what it was. And it was actually, I had fun. He's with it. That's when, racing on Crenshaw, I would have raced anybody, and I was like, let's get it. Okay. But that's what I'm saying. Now you see in certain situations, because I also seen in the defense where they left a couple people out in the open, just like certain defensive structures that we like to use, that they may look at, that we might like to use, and bank on that and find a offensive structure that they want to counter hit us with. It's like that same thing. So it's like, and yeah, Antonio, like, you do your thing. I could just see that. I would just say, who listens to me? But if you listen to me, take this, accept it, strive from this. You know what I mean? Because this is the only team and structure that I felt like, because I feel like when we have our people, and we have our people, we're untouchable. But if everybody there mentally, structurally, everything like that, you can't fuck with us. So of course, I was talking my shit in the beginning, like, yo, defeated red zone Dolphins where? Not for. So seeing that, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Give it to him. Oh, excuse me. Lot in my throat. Okay. Out the window. Give it to him so we can move forward. Like I said, it's a flip from almost what they almost thought we was already gonna have. So y'all just don't think about this loss. Think about, it's the process. It's the process hurt. Sometimes the process hurt like a mug, but it's the process. And I'm telling you, the process only make you stronger, only make you better. When I said, if you want to be like, that's what the process does. It just gets you ready to understand better, cut off, realize, recognize, catch, correct, and do better. Okay. That's it. That's all. That is it, and that is all. I should be. A lot of people will be mad about the loss because it's a bandwagon for them. For me, It's a recognition, it's understanding, it's an all of that. And I'm looking like, yeah, if you look at who you're working with, it's almost like, yeah, you better recognize, you better understand, and you better keep on moving forward because, look here, if they don't understand, they don't recognize, they are not they are not for the structure and they are not for the movement and the moving forward. Okay? Period. Because it's everything is there. Now, just have to really just start paying attention to your surroundings, antennas up, knocking off the haters. Sometimes the haters be as close as you can imagine, but guess what? You here and you will be here to prove them wrong. Period. Okay, I talk shit and I know I be looking like, but that is in situations. It may be in certain situations where they use colors and different shit, but believe me, believe me in structure. Trust in this change. I feel like you know how it go. If you have a loss, people fall off and do different shit, but no, believe me, you've already proven. It's just the fact that now you have to come in and do so much renovation, so much reconstruction. It's so much stuff that has to be done, even within individual self, because it's like we went with him, we believed him, we was to give it. So it's almost like detoxing and winging off a drug or something. No, I'm just saying, but yeah, trust in the process and trust in the structure, because now all anybody can say that stuff. I'm just gonna be real. Anybody can say that, but when you start walking in that light and start trusting in that light, it will start showing you the light actually shine. It becomes us as individuals where we start straying off or questioning certain things. So, and even though I don't bring in, and this is very important for a lot of people that, you know what I mean, whether you are new or old, yeah, I can bring in some motherfucking stats and I can bring in the score and all of that, but it is important to tackle what we all see. We all have to endure and we all is a part of. If it's, I'm gonna say this, if it's not your money, you know, in certain cases, it's my little dollars, somebody else's little dollars, somebody else's. It's it becomes a full, and even though you're not able to control like little habits, this and that, the structure now is bigger than that. Even though I bought it, I throw that back. Yeah. What type of editing do I do on this? Fucking, I don't know what to tell your ass. Let's catch correct and do better. Period. I don't know what else to say. I don't want to take away from nothing, because there's a lot that go on. You know what I mean? You already know. Everybody play their part. The media gonna shine light on certain people, certain this, certain that. That's why in my case it's almost like, yeah, you do have your likes, you do have your people, and even though you want to touch your people, they might trade them people. They might do these like do this undercutting under so Instead, you know that you're an individual, right? This is anybody that come into a team, anybody come into a structure. You know that you're an individual, but your individuality is what makes more than you, the team, everything else just shine. And that's what I be looking like. Okay, that's what some people be overthinking. Even though like, oh, what's the muscle? What's the mind? What's the this and that and that? But if that, not so much as, not so much as venture off from that, but act bigger than that. You know what I mean? Because you can have your mind structure your vision and do what you need to do what you can. I mean, have to or whatever. I don't want to say do what you can or whatever would they allow you to. I don't want to say that. So it's almost like, yeah. But seeing it is a big difference. That's probably why I'm so weird, retarded, and different. Cause I look at a lot of words in certain situations. People like to abuse what people lean, or majority people lean towards what a word means, and not so much what it actually means. You know what I mean? Almost like I'm compelled. I don't want to say I'm compelled to say, but almost like religion is almost like, ah, because you don't want to lean towards maybe rules, restrictions. I mean, construction and all of that stuff. So it's more like you venture towards something else, but it's still along the lines like you have this X amount of freedom, but still restricted to so much. And even though you can pay your way out of X amount of so much, your dollar still might, because of how things are, might be able to even reflect to any one of these people on any one of these structures. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. It just stands different. See, a lot of men like to say like stand on business and all of that shit, but people love to say like stand on business. What if your business was like, oh, they paid me fucking $5 million to fucking let they ass fucking chop you off at the knees, or boom, get you in a Superman punch, or to you it was nothing. I mean, to you it's like, you would take a Superman punch. You can take a toss in the air. But for that person, it'd be like the championship, this, that, and the person that took the deal, just the person that you got the skills, but not being shined in certain. I feel like I just felt it. I'm just falling into somebody's like emotion, whatever it is. It's catch, correct, and do better. This is why I don't watch basketball. I actually, uh, even though ain't nobody on the same team as far as like football, I feel like where these little emotions come from. But I actually feel like these type of shits, these little bitty type of shits and tit for tats and shit like that, actually come from a place where I was watching basketball, and I don't even like basketball. Basketball way, when it comes to emotional and everybody got their feelings all involved. The basketball way worse because, oh, I felt this within Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook when Kevin Durant came to that team and it was bigging him up, and you know somebody got to get Kevin Durant that ball, and even though the person that's giving Kevin Durant that ball, he like, I'm just as big as you. You just coming to this team with it, and he starts taking all those shots for himself and all this. So it's like, it's almost. Or could I mention that on one of my videos? But at the same time, yeah, it's almost one of those. Oh, God bless. I feel like I'm just everywhere with it. But yeah, I felt that transformation. Did nobody else see it? But I did see Kevin Durant once he came in. Oh, Russell Westbrook started doing. He was helping him, but then if they all the help that he started giving, it become like a backlash, and they start giving more to Kevin Durant and not Westbrook. And Westbrook was like, "Hey, I'm the one, boo boo, footing in, do do do." So he start taking more shots and taking more initiative because he also had that, that time. So even though he took more shots and took more initiative, he had a couple air balls, but he also was stepping out and, excuse me, doing his own thing. That's crazy. Why the fuck? I don't know why this season or why this time basketball is calling me. Fuck basketball. Okay? I haven't watched basketball because I really like the New York Knicks. But them motherfuckers started wilding out. I haven't been on there since Latrell Sprintwell, Patrick Ewing, what is it? Charlie Wards, um, Mr. Houston, who was that? Cause I had me a whole line. I'm missing somebody else. I know I feel it in my bone. I got Patrick, Ward, Houston, Latrell. I felt like it was not another word, but that was Patrick Ewing. It was like two Houston. I mean, was it two Houstons there? Oh, no, I knew more than that. Oh my God. Where my mind at? Charles Barrow. Choking his coach out. God bless him. That's what I knew. It was like, oh my God. Okay, God bless. Everybody needs to control their emotions. Can't control their emotions. I got to step away. I know I'm missing somebody. I know I'm missing somebody. Like a major. Why is he like absent from my mind? Because it's a major. I feel like it's a major player to me. Like, how could I forget that person? The Trail Sparrow. Charlie Allen Houston. The Trail Sparrow. Allen Houston. Allen. Phil. Is there another Allen? Oh, is it Allen Houston? Patrick Ewing. I think Big Baby Davis was there, but that was like, in between his Lakers and Clipper or whatever fuck you in between. I don't know. Okay, I'm throwing myself off. Not during this time when I'm watching it in the year 2000, 2001, 2002. I don't know. Somewhere around there. I ain't finna go back on it because I know it. But, ooh. Ooh, God bless. Let me hear it, man. This, no need, no man. Y'all won't see this. Have a blessed one.